sheriff's statement is 20 years out of date. And this is the same sheriff who's well known for calling climate change junk science.
Well, hold it, Ron. I just flat ass wrong. I have never called climate change junk
Well, you're a
science.
doubter.
I'm not a doubter. Let's keep it on topic. You're just trying to do smear tactics and I'm not buying it. I have a master's degree in physics. I know more about electronic radiation than you've ever seen in your life.
You would, you could, what, maybe it'd be best for the
No,
maybe it'd be best for the two of you just.
No, it's not. You need to hear this.
Well, wait a second, Ron, we've been here for a half hour,
Well,
Bill's not
just
even
a
here,
minute.
and I don't really wanna,
Okay.
it's not best for you and the sheriff to get into a public dispute, you may be working together.
Well,
So,
look.
you're a professional.
Well, I think it is, because to call this junk science is belittling the science behind the problem. What the sheriff might not know is that there's a program in the military called the Vital Effects of Electronic Radiation to develop warfare weapons to affect people. Now, they have weapons that will introduce epileptic seizures. They have weapons that will change people's thought processes. And I'm not saying it's a part of this, but if the EA says it will be for training anything. But the fact is the military knows that these things can damage people and they're developing weapons on that basis. It's absolutely proven with Department of Defense publications. But it's not the electronic warfare, it's not the electromagnetic radiation facts that matter. It's the perception. And that was my point. People are afraid of this. They're concerned about it. I told you I was a sound guy. And I was shocked at how much more people voted or opened that release that had to do with electromagnetic radiation. There were people that told me that would happen because of the concern. And so, you know, there's no absolute proof that this was a cause and effect. I'll concede that to the sheriff. But you gotta open your eyes. It's what people feared would happen, appears to be happening. So, I mean, you can say, I shouldn't have a sheriff, you know, cast aspersions at the other side by calling it that side.
It's probably not the best case for the two of you to have public debate.
You know,
That was my point.
Okay, well,
You guys had it,
excuse
so.
me, he was speaking as a private citizen, so I'm speaking as a private citizen. I would welcome my Mr. Benedict to review all the information. And they can do this training in Idaho, where it has been occurring in Chicago. They can do it anywhere, according to the Navy's man at Pacific Beach public hearing. It's not that we're opposing the training. It's just they have better places that are more financially wise places to do it than over a World Heritage Site.
Okay, any more comments?
I'll remind everybody in this room, these are great conversations to have on the campaign trail. To drag the Board of Commissioners into the middle of campaigning just seems a little inappropriate. It kind of puts us in a tough spot. So
I'm Matthew Rainwater, 119 New Planning Foundations. And I would agree with that, with the exception of the fact that it was the Democratic candidate that brought you guys into it and made it a public comment. So I feel like this is a good time for us to make and to have this discussion. I would like to point out that Mr. Richards has come up here and spoken out of both sides of his mouth at the same time. He trumps all these supposed facts and figures, or he counts all these supposed facts and figures, and says this is the reason why people are not coming here, and you guys should take a stand against it. And then at the same time, he says, well, you don't have, I'm not saying I'm against it, I'm just saying that maybe it's something we should look at. I think it's astounding that the sheriff, or, Bill, as a private citizen, with all of his experience as a Navy pilot and a master in physics, you said, has all this life experience and knowledge to base his opinion off of, and Mr. Richards doesn't have a lot of, scientific knowledge, except for one magazine that he quoted, which, you know what, I saw in the National Enquirer that this lady had Bigfoot's child one day. It's all kind of the same thing, unless it's proven out. I also think it's remarkable. I would encourage you to look at it. Go ahead and look at it. And if it really is the perception that he's worried about, don't tell the Navy to not do this because of what people are afraid of, but calm the people's fears. In times like this, what people need, if they're afraid of the effects of this stuff, and it's been proven that there is no effect, and there is no causality, it's not gonna affect the marlin population, which is, from what I understand, 0.2% of its total population is made up between California, Oregon, and Washington, and the other 99.8% is like in Alaska or somewhere in Canada. We don't have a big population of those here anyways, my point. But instead, I would encourage the board to take leadership and talk to the people and say, we've looked at this, there is no reason to be afraid, everything is going to be fine. As opposed to backing down out of the fight and say, oh no, don't worry about it. We don't want the Navy here because it might look bad for us. We elect people that we want to be leaders. Whether I voted for you or not, I want you to be a leader. I don't want you to lead from behind, I want you to lead from the front. And take a position and take a stand on it. That's all I have to say.
Anybody else want to make a comment on this issue?